You nailed it. Teams.
Okay.
Microsoft Teams.
Teams.
Yep.
Awesome. And so I want to first, if you're okay with that, check to make sure all members have had access to the file. Not sure if everyone has.
Yes, this is something I was going to bring up. So we have a Microsoft Teams group, and that is the official channel that we all communicate with each other. So that way it goes through. It's on city servers, all that good stuff for
Got
that.
the email, but I haven't used it yet.
Yeah, all right, that's okay. It's okay. If you need help getting set up,
Okay.
I've helped other members of the steering committee in the past get set up on it. But yeah, we'll need to get you set up on it. That's going to be where we store everything and communicate and all that good stuff.
Awesome. Oh.
Yes, there it is. Yeah.
Now you're on.
Okay, I wanted to add that the credentials are listed in there. I believe that we did everything we could to touch on the points that we have heard from previous meetings. And looking at the past document that you enjoyed viewing from the other municipality, we ensured that we did visit their RFP and pull some of their language, even though they decided to do internal work. We still went inside of where they may have pulled an RFP previously. You may remember they started off with an RFP and then they went into doing the staffing side themselves. So with that said, we pulled an RFP that we believe is going to be substantial to what we're looking for. And it will be going before council on Thursday at their retreat to talk more about this UDO project. So I think we're advanced. We're doing well. I think the file will have great substance because I'm speaking with individuals who have emailed me to say, hey, I hear that you all are drafting a UDO. And so we've given them the RFP, very reputable agencies.
Understood.
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll talk about the RFP a little bit more in just a moment, but that was a great overview. Thank you for
Okay.
that. Yep. Any agenda changes or presentations?
No, sir, not at this time.
Okay. Minutes. So let me scoot this over so I'm not just leaning over this entire time. For the minutes, we had our last UDO steering committee meeting on December 15th, 2025. Did everybody have a chance to look at the minutes? And if so, are there any questions, changes on those?
Yes, and no questions.
All right. Yes and no questions. All right. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes from the December 15th, 2025 meeting?
So moved.
All right. Second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor of adopting the minutes from the December 15th, 2025 meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Excellent. We have no old agenda items, correct?
Correct.
All right. New agenda items. So there's only two. First one is question answer session for new members. So you may recall in the December meeting, we did a pretty large overview of what the UDO committee is, what we're looking to accomplish. Really what this point for tonight is really just to see if there's any follow-up questions or anything else that you guys want to discuss regarding what this committee is, what we're looking to accomplish.
Good.
All right, excellent. So we'll move on to the next new agenda item, which is the RFP update for the planning from the Planning and Development Director. Obviously, you already gave a little summary a moment ago. Do you have anything else to add
Sorry,
to that?
I was rushing.
That's okay.
No, just wanted to just reiterate that we've shared the file with reputable companies. We're waiting to hear back once that file has been closed as far as the RFP closing date. We'll be able to provide to you what recommendation we will go with. I will say, I will share this with the procurement manager because I'm thinking about something. We need to ensure that we're adding you all into the process for this. I think she's under the impression there's a staff-only piece, but there's a staff with a steering committee. So we need to ensure that. So I guess my question would be, would you want to review it as individuals, or would you want to review it as a body? Meaning, like, could it be that there is, 6 reviews in the recommendation coming, or is it that there's one review? Because when there's a panel of review, for example, I'm reviewing an annexation plan that we have for an RFP. There's about 4 of us on the group, and so those points those scorings are added to one scale and gives one score. So when there's 6 plus the other 4, because I will say I always include engineering, public works, all those who use that file, we definitely need their input too on the scoring.
Sure.
So I'm just wondering, how would you see it as providing a score as a steering committee?
Before I ask the other committee members, I would just ask, does city staff have a preference in terms of the way that you would want to do this?
I would love for it to be where there's one review coming from this steering committee. That way it can be steering committee has a score, and then these 3 different departments have scoring to make it so that it makes it a lot more fluent, so that we don't necessarily kind of throw off it with 10 reviews.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I'm looking at the RFP now.
Mhm.
It looks like the deadline for submitting proposals is February 17th. Is that
Mhm.
correct?
That is.
So I know it's only been 10 days since you advertised it. Have you received anything yet?
We typically don't hear as a I don't want to say panel, but I guess as the
Yeah.
paneling score, we don't hear from until the closing date.
Till closing date.
She
When-
announces
okay.
on that closing we receive X amount.
Okay, because, you know, I think if we were to review, I don't know how many we're expecting to get, maybe even just one, I don't know.
Right.
And that if that's the case, then fine, but if we had a large number, I think reviewing them as a group might be challenging. And what I would prefer personally, and I'm open to discussion on this point, is if staff could give us like the top two, and then we would give you information back on the top two. But if we only have a small number, then I have no problem with reviewing them as a group, like you suggest.
So let me do this if you're okay with this. Let me share this thought with the procurement manager to ensure that whatever we're doing is meeting whatever procurement rules there may be. Because of course she's the expert and then I'm not. I think it'd be best if I share this conversation with her and allow her to tell me what she believes is best. And then I'll put it back, if you're okay with that, in the chat and see what your thoughts are. But I recommend, and I'll tell her that you all give the opportunity to give a score as a body versus it being individuals. That's just my recommendation. For example, the annexation plan, we had 3 applicants, and we reviewed it. It was pretty easy. But however, a UDO and a zoning ordinance or a comprehensive plan, you're going to have more bids because that's more common of a long-range plan activity than an annexation plan. That's very rare.
Sure.
So we may have a larger number with this than we did with the other.
We could explore maybe doing like a hybrid where, again, you know, there's obviously opportunities where we can review it. We can share, like everybody posts their thoughts. I'm just throwing this out. Post their thoughts on the Teams channel from there, and then we can go through the comments that way on it, as opposed to like getting into the nitty gritty details on it. So ideally, all of us will come prepared to that discussion with thoughts already in hand, and we can just go through that really quick.
Yeah, if there's a lot of proposals, and I would agree with that, you know. 'Cause
Sure.
otherwise it's gonna be a slog
Yeah.
going through them all.
Yeah.
Does everyone have the Teams access? Have we confirmed that? Yeah, okay.
I got the email, but I haven't opened it yet.
Okay.
And again, I'll gladly meet with you to help you get set up on it. So let me know.
Okay.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Any other thoughts? I only had. Are there any questions about the RFP as it was submitted over to us? I only have one question on it. Okay. My one question is that so it looks like the schedule for or the deadline for questions is February 10th, and the answers are on February 12th. I just wanted to make sure, again, that timing just kind of stood out to me a bit because, again, it's, you know, if we're saying that, you know, the if the proposals are due on February 17th, I just wanted to make sure that there was enough time for not just us submitting the answers back to those questions, but the applicants would be able to turn that around within that time frame. I just want to get your opinion on it.
Okay, so I will say that with the RFP process, these particular bidders or proposals are usually really quick with turnaround. It's usually me that has more of the delay and challenges with answering the questions. I will give major kudos to our team here that handles procurement. She is very much one that stays very prompt with scheduling. So the second that deadline is there, she's either submitting to me prior to those deadlines. Let's just say she receives comments in the morning, and we know that it's still at least 2 more weeks left of review. She's gonna send them to me early to get those things drafted and confirmed back, and so that when she's had her last question by deadline, we're able to finalize it and submit it out. So it's very much a quick process. And she only has for me to answer questions when they're project specific. She's more so answering them on her own most of the time.
Got it. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions, comments on the RFP? All right. Member staff topics. Anything else that you want to talk about for that agenda item?
No, I just will say I'm very happy we're here.
Yeah.
I think kudos to you all for the work that's been done, the dedication, the time, the patience, because that has been necessarily needed. And I just want to say I'm excited about today. I'm excited that we're having this conversation. I'm looking forward to relieving us with this UDO.
Excellent. Yes. I just have two quick things, unless anybody else has anything else. Okay. Our next meeting is scheduled for February 23rd.
Okay.
That's going to be the second Planning Commission meeting for that month. And obviously, we're trying to do this for that. Again, with the RFPs coming in on the 17th, that's going to be the Tuesday prior to the next UDO meeting. Do you anticipate that we'll have enough time to turn around in terms of like we were saying a moment ago, maybe looking at the RFPs, submissions, and then for us to look at it? What are your thoughts on that timeline?
That would be a tight time frame. You may want to wait until, I guess, I don't want to say March, that first March meeting to have this discussion, but meaning, like, for example, let me go to the scheduling so I can be more
There's only two options.
Because we could
Do it
move.
in 5 days or do it in March.
Yeah, we could move the next UDO meeting to March 9th.
Okay.
Or we could do it the second meeting of March, but that's just a longer gap.
Right.
So I would recommend that to allow for there to be enough time without pressing, if the deadline is the 17th. We're looking to push it to council on March 19th.
Okay.
So I would say that we would want to have that very first planning commission meeting, instead of our latter one that we normally have, just have it the first one.
Okay.
To allow for a little discussion. And usually Laura and I talk about agenda items so that we can be creative with how we outline our ordinances for things that are none ad requirement, or I'm trying to say post. I'm sleepy, guys. Forgive me.
It's fine. We're
Okay.
almost done. We're almost there.
Yes, well, public hearings. That's what I'm trying to say. Those are the ones we don't have control over.
Sure.
So, with that being said, yes, as long as we are able to, I guess, put them where we want to be, like discussions like text amendments, I can kind of put them where I want them to be. So we can be strategic on how we have your agenda for that
Got it.
meeting.
Okay. Any questions, concerns about March 9th from the steering committee? All right. Let's aim for that.
Okay.
And then the last thing is,
No UDO meeting on the 23rd. Yes, we'll move it to the second, and then if necessary, that means we'll have 2 meetings that 1 month, if necessary.
if necessary.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're moving the,
We'll move the meeting that would be at the end of February for the UDO
yep,
to the first meeting in March.
so that'd be March 9th.
Correct.
Okay, great.
Yep. And that'll give us time to look at
Yeah,
yep,
great.
all that.
Perfect.
All right, any questions?
No.
Okay, perfect. Then just last thing,
Mhm.
we are overdue going in front of city council to give them an update because we really didn't have much of an update on that. We don't need to say or propose a date right now, but that's something that we should think about. Obviously we'll get the RFPs and try and make
I
a
would
decision on that.
suggest, yes, that
Yeah.
we wait until selection. That way, when you're presenting to council, you can share an update with them on where we are with that consultant at that time. That's
Beautiful.
just my suggestion.
No, makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions, comments? All right. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All right. All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Let's get out of here.
Thank you all.